Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. I trust you had an amazing weekend. It is Manic Monday, May 12th, and look what we have here. We have a celebration by the bulls here as China tariff talks have softened a little bit, or maybe a lot for now, for 90 days, I believe. But who knows what the real news is and whether Trump is going to change his mind or come back and make a few changes to those ideas or those announcements. We'll see. But we certainly have up days here, guys. Massive gap moves coming into Australia last night at 6 p.m. And then, of course, the London Open here. I'll show this to you in a moment. On the 30-minute chart, of course, there was a big explosion to the upside, but gap never filling that gap. On all four of these, the four sisters, NASDAQ, S&P, Dow, and the Russell. But we are above key EMAs in a very big way and above key pivots from here, resistance zones broken through for now. Same sort of thing here on the S&P, something similar, trying to get above prior pivots here on the Dow, and even the small caps, guys, that have been extremely weak for months and months and months and months are making a move and making a surge here, even above the 100-day EMA, not quite getting to the 200. These three have all broken above, for now, the 200 EMA, and maybe are thinking about putting in some structure here over the next few sessions, but who knows. This is my trading grid, guys, as you know, daily 30-minute and 1-minute chart for the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the all-important 30-minute time frame, guys. There's that gap move. This is Friday's price action. Almost looks range-bound relative to what we're seeing here. Big gap move. There's the Australian Open. There's the Asian Open. It was a little bit more of a celebration. That was actually a fairly good move for the Asian session. But in London is when we saw that 215.1 minute candle. This is a 30-minute candle here, guys. Also a huge gladiator candle. And then one more candle pullback and then grinding a little bit higher. Resting a little bit now, kind of folding over a little bit. But we'll see as we move into the open in 1 second. There's the opening candle. See that there? Background color changing, and I'll bring you back, guys, after the 1-minute open range forms. And there we have the 1-minute open range, guys. We're looking at an amplitude of 57 points, fair size. Looks tiny though, doesn't it, relative to the other price action? And just under 15 points for the S&P, give or take. Nothing for me to do. I'm going to be very patient here. I want to see how this tug of war pans out with these participants from the New York session, not just the London session that clearly exploded to the upside. We're not seeing that same explosion to the upside here on New York, of course. Maybe a little bit of rethinking here about that big move, but we shall see. So the big picture story here today, guys, of course, is this massive update, not just on the NASDAQ, but on all four sisters here. And so thinking bullish here coming in. But that move is so extreme that a pullback or a pause or a retracement could absolutely be in order here. And slowly grinding down here towards VWAP, guys. I'm not going to do anything here for probably a significant amount of time unless prices really start moving or put in some reasonable structure. And so I'm just going to put you on pause here and bring you back as things develop here. Pulling down. You can see that this is the London Open range. There's that. It's a huge range, by the way, while we're waiting around here. Let me just show that to you. I'm sure you may have seen this, but there's that 1-minute candle, guys. It was about 215 points, I believe. And we pulled back all the way to the top of it. As we did here, by the way, guys, to the tick. So there's a break and a retest here. And that was at 4:06 a.m. New York time. We are below the New York Open range, tagging VWAP and the top of the London Open range. If I were to extend this, this is what it would look like. Just like that. I wonder if we're going to penetrate into the London Open range here and do a little jig below VWAP, and that's kind of what I'm watching right now to see how we react. I mean, this is the volume weighted average price of all transactions that have occurred since back here at 6 p.m. guys. Since all of these transactions, this is the volume weighted average price of those. And so now there's perfect balance. Doesn't matter if they're longs or shorts, it's the price the volume weighted average price that those transactions occurred at. This is a very important level, especially given the size of the move that we've had here. And so I'll be watching that very closely here to get some clues. All right, guys, we're back. I'm going to delete the London Open range now that you've seen it. You can still see it here, in fact. It was such a wide-ranging gladiator open range that I actually don't think that it's necessarily going to hold here. In fact, we're starting to penetrate it now, and we have this big clean traffic range in this 30-minute candle. We are also penetrating VWAP. We're trying to. We've broken down below. We've had one or two closes below with the NASDAQ, and basically the same on the S&P here. Just being super patient here this morning, guys. This being Manic Monday as well, and certainly a very interesting day. I may not even trade here this morning. I'm okay not trading. I'm here to make money on the most certain moves that I can determine as being reasonably certain. And I'm not here for fun and action, although I did trade like that for many years. And I've learned now to run this as a business as opposed to a quest for dopamine shots. I try to find that in other ways. As long as we're grinding around the VWAP here, guys, there's nothing for me to do. This is where all the participants in the entire future session are in balance, and they're not sure what to do. The bulls are kind of hanging out, the bears are hanging out, they're very much in balance. They're both holding that rope in the tug of war and just kind of being firm. All right, guys, as you can see, we have pulled back now. This is the VWAP down here, by the way. Let me just show that to you again. VWAP here on NASDAQ, there on ES. Pulled back up, tagged the bottom of the open range on ES, and more or less the same here on the NASDAQ. I'm not going to do anything here, guys. I'm just going to watch this play out here for a bit. See that here on the S&P as well? Just a little mini barcode here, a micro barcode, the NASDAQ. These are participants sitting and thinking, just like I am, guys. You can even feel it. You can probably even hear it in my tone. Sitting, thinking, debating. Interesting to watch this debate between the bulls and the bears, not sure what to do after that very substantial move here, guys. And I'm in that same boat, just kind of watching and thinking. I would like to see a definitive breakdown below here and then perhaps some structure in order to enter. Otherwise, I'm going to sit and just watch what happens here. Nothing for me to do. All right, guys, we're back. It's 11:15 a.m. and this is going to end as a no trade Manic Monday for me. You see that we've had this very grinding behavior here this morning in no man's land. We did drop down here marginally below VWAP and then started to pull back. I actually started watching here to see if we can get an orderly pullback into the 21. We never did. We had a zigzag and then eventually, I don't know, about 10 or 11 or 12 white candles all the way back in. You're never breaking a prior low, and then the 9 back above the 21 and prices back above VWAP, and so more grind, and the grind continues here on the S&P confirmed as well. This is a very strong up day, of course, guys, with a bullish body, but a down 30 minutes, so mixed messages between these two, and then grinding below the open range and in no man's land for the vast majority of the session. And so I'm going to end it there. I want to thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. Have an amazing afternoon. We'll talk to you soon.